Okay friends, so our next lecture is on JS implementation. So how we can implement JavaScript in our websites. It's super easy. So you can just learn this thing in just seconds. So first of all, let's create a web page. So I'm creating a folder here, and inside a folder I'm going to create JS implementation and open this folder, and I'm going to open it with VS Code editor. If you don't know about VS Code editor, you can check out my video on VS Code, how to install and download VS Code editor. It's simple, an IDE for making websites and doing programming stuff in this. Okay, so it's actually a programming editor or text editor. You can actually say whatever you want. You can do these things in Notepad, but it is not professional. That is not professional. So I'm going to create an HTML file, index.html, and create a boilerplate. So this is known as an HTML boilerplate. Now we are going to implement our JavaScript in it. First of all, I'm going to open this file. So as you can see, this is my file is opened, that is located on desktop, implementation, and index.html. So you can name it whatever you want, as you know. So there are a lot of ways you can implement, like inline. You can implement it inline, and you can also implement it internally. I will show you the difference, what is the difference between inline and internal and external. So there are differences between these inline, internal, and external. So these are the methods that you can use to implement your JavaScript. So I hope you will learn new stuff from here. So first of all, we are going to implement our JavaScript inline with inline method. Okay, so I'm going to create a button here. So it's a button, and name it as like click me. Okay, that's it. And I'm going to create an inline JavaScript. The inline is actually a JavaScript written in one line, like on click, it's an event, and I'm going to write JavaScript in it. So I am going to use alert. It's an actually inbuilt function in JavaScript. Okay, sorry. Hello world. Okay, that's simple, easy, and I hope it will run. So let's test it. So I'm going to refresh it, and once I actually click on this button, this page says hello world. Okay, so whenever you click on the button, the alert will show here. So the JavaScript is working inline. The next way you can do this thing internally. So if you have long lines of code, you can prefer to use this thing internally. So let's suppose again I'm going to use this onLink function. Okay, fun, like this is my function. What is function, I will tell you about in the coming up videos. For now, we are going to implement JavaScript. So the first thing that we implemented is inline. So actually I should make a copy of it and comment it out. So this is my function. Okay, I should not give this example again. I'm going to use a script tag here. and whatever I put inside will be rendered as JavaScript statement. So like I can use console.log and then this and then hello world, and whenever I refresh nothing is shown because I have to go to console. So you can go to console by just right click on the document and then just press on the inspect and you will see this, and press on the console tab and you will see hello world is written. So this is hello world. This is the full actually 100%. I can increase the size of my web page so you can see it more clearly. The hello world is printed. So you can say that what is the purpose of printing hello world in console. So we will talk about later in coming up videos how to use console log. Actually console log is used for debugging purposes, so for now just leave it. So there are two methods that you just learned. The first one is inline and the second one that you learned is internal, but I really don't prefer these two ideas or these two methods. I really prefer to use an external JavaScript. So external is actually coming from outside, so I'm going to use JavaScript src. src is an attribute used for sourcing. Where is my source file of JavaScript? So let's create a simple JavaScript file. So my js.js. So js.js is actually extension like .html, .css, .php, .cpp or whatever. So I'm just gonna create here my js.js. So you can see the icon is changed into JS file. I actually create from here, or I just press control and click on it. So it will say unable to open my js.js file because it is non-existent file. So I'm just click on the create file and you will see the file is created. So you can actually do this way. So like you can write CSS internally and externally. So the internal CSS that you wrote is like style and whatever you write in h1 and h2 and then put your CSS stuff here. You can actually link that CSS file in that way. So this is the external way. Similarly, JS also has this feature that you can include your JS externally, so it will make your web page load faster. And one more thing is that it will actually make your the code will be look more good and easy to read, and the code will not look like cluttering and everything like this. So these are the three methods that you learned. So the first method was inline, the second method was internal, and the third method was that is external. So inline that you learned that is coming in one line, or you can actually implementing in like a button, or you can actually do it with whatever you want. So it's totally up to you. And then you use the script tag, so you can write whatever you want inside it. So these are the three main ways to use JavaScript. And one more thing, that you can use JavaScript in the head tag, but I really don't do this thing because it will make my web pages slower. When you are working on big projects, it will cause a lot of trouble. So for this, if you really want to put it in the head, so you can use the defer statement here. So defer statement is actually tells the browser to load the DOM first, that is your elements, and then load the script. So it will actually make your web pages a little bit faster. So that's it. Thanks for watching.